what is up, guys? Boris here, coming to you guys with a video talking about which free legend you should pick for the 3rd anniversary campaign in One Piece Treasure Cruise Global. That's right, global, man. This anniversary keeps getting better and better. We just got Sugo Fest information. I think Toti's already covered that one of his videos. 3 times legend rate, guaranteed law 6+, guaranteed a ton of legends, all gold. Like, this is a Sugo Fest to pull on if you guys have been saving up. But today I want to sort of cover the free legend because it's something that, in my opinion, is going to affect you guys a little bit more, especially free-to-play players or re-rollers. This is going to be really important to know which one to pick. So I went ahead and made a list on my own and ranked them all in the order that you should pick them in my opinion. So from this image right here, looks like we'll have 11 different legends to pick from. I went ahead and started from worst to best. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to explain to you why I should think you shouldn't pick them or why you should pick them. So first off, guys, is Sengoku. Legend Sengoku. He's the worst one. Do not pick him. He's already gotten a 6+ on JP, and it's not very good. He's even a 6+ is difficult to even clear basic content. He didn't really get improved that much with the 6+. Some other legends completely changed. They even got like incredibly boosted. But Sengoku, unfortunately, he deserved one of the better boosts, but he didn't get anything. He got very small amount of improvement in 6+, and even the improvement it did get wasn't that good. So unfortunately, Sengoku, do not pick him. He's the worst. Next up, guys, is Bowa. So Legend Bowa is interesting. You know, she was one of the first 6+, so at the time she was actually kind of cool. Unfortunately, over time she just went down. She doesn't really do much. She does give some matching orbs here and there. Like, she's niche. You could use her from time to time. I think I've used her once in the past like 6 months. Unfortunately, that's just how she is. I do not recommend picking Bowa. She's also just not a good no good captain effect. Special is okay, but I don't really you won't need it for pretty much anything I can think of. Next up, guys, Log Luffy. So Log Luffy, the only reason I would pick Log Luffy is if you have already most of the good legends, and you have to choose between like Log Luffy, Bowa, and Sengoku, then I would pick Log Luffy primarily because he doesn't have a 6+ yet on JP, so he still has potential to be very good in the future, depending on whether or not his 6+ is good. But unfortunately, he's a very outdated, and we haven't seen any sign of him getting a 6+. There was also the controversy because there are 2 different versions of Log Luffy. So will he get a 6+? I mean, there's a chance that he might not, because then that's causes some problems. Because if you evolve him to 6+, then you de-evolve him back. There's going to be 2 different versions of 6+. We don't really know, so it's a little bit complicated when it does come to Log Luffy, since he's the only legend that has 2 different versions. That's really interesting, but still, he does have the potential for 6+. Definitely pick him over Bowa and Sengoku, in my opinion. Next up is Rayleigh. So Rayleigh, he had the potential to get improved. Unfortunately, he didn't get improved that much. He does have some nice things, though, like gets rid of bind. I think it was for 7 turns or something, I'm not too sure, but awesome on Gear 4 Luffy teams. But unfortunately, Gear 4 Luffy is sort of on his way out. Lucy is going to be the brand new sort of king on OPTC. A lot of people are going to have Lucy. All your friends are going to have Lucy. So that's sort of what the meta is going to shift towards. Gear 4 just isn't going to be as good anymore. And the last of what I'd say the bad legends in this list is Shanks. So Shanks, yeah, I think he's the better of the bad legends. He's still a great side captain on JP. I still use him actually quite often when I make side-only teams. I know in the future, like maybe you'll pull Judge from Germa Batch or something like that. And those guys are also pretty good for side teams. But since I don't have Judge, I run Shanks. You know, still gives me almost 90% like yellow orbs every turn. It's pretty insane. Double 6+ Shanks, very powerful. Nothing too crazy though. You know, just again only works with a yellow unit. So you know, if you don't have Shanks yet, and you have the rest of the legends, the rest of the good ones, he's probably the better of the worst legends, since he's actually you can actually use him. You can actually use him. I still use him. The rest of these from now on are going to be what I consider the decent to good legends. Like, none of these are top tier, but they're all very decent legends, that you can use a lot. These are legends that you can use a lot. Now, Whitebeard, he's pretty good. The problem is that his 6+ isn't that big of an improvement over his original 6. He's pretty much just an HP cutter, good stats. His 6+, I think, shuffles non-matching orbs or something, and then, overall, he's just a stat stick. So if you need a powerful red unit, Whitebeard, you can pick him. He's not bad. I run him on a lot of teams, but again, he's pretty much just there for the stats and the 30% HP cut when there's no barrier. So nothing too crazy about Whitebeard. But hey, it's, you know, if you don't have him, he's not bad. I run him a lot as a sub. Next up, guys, is gonna be Sabo. So Sabo is interesting because his 6+ actually was one of the better units for a while. He boosted Timeskip Luffy teams. He boosted Gear 4 teams. And overall, he's actually really cool. The ability to have 2 turns of boost is really important. You pop his special, and then on the mini boss, you do 4 perfects, and then the boss, you have it 2 times. It's really good. The only problem with Sabo is there's 2 problems with Sabo, which is why he's sort of lower on the list than he was before. First problem is he's Sabo, so when Lucy comes out and everyone's running Lucy, you can't run Sabo on Lucy team. I mean, of course, he's also yellow, so it doesn't make any sense, but because Lucy is only red, blue, and green. But still, Gear 4 is sort of going to be out of the meta. Timeskip Luffy is going to be out of the meta. I mean, they're still going to be top tier legends, like I'd say top 10 legends on global, probably like top 7 legends. But unfortunately, as time goes on, Timeskip Luffy and Gear 4 are sort of falling out on JP. So I mean, Sabo pretty much loses most of its value there. Overall, Free Spirit has sort of been going down on JP. Its ambition has been going up, or driven has been going up. Strikers are going to be going up. Those are sort of the classes you want to look for. Cerebro right now is also going up on JP as well. Overall, I would just, I would pass on Sabo if you're missing the rest of the top 4. So the next one is Rob Lucci. He sort of suffers from the fact that there's a V2 Lucci. So the V2 Lucci, for the most part, is used almost 90% of the time over the V1 Lucci. V1 Lucci 6+ though is still very good, really powerful special of giving you almost every, all matching orbs for 3 turns. And the reason that I put him high, I'll probably put him lower on the list, but I put him this high because of the chance that he might come out before the Doflamingo ranking. So if you guys didn't know, the Doflamingo ranking, the Blitz battle, is the 3rd Blitz battle, the 3rd and final one. It's gonna have limit break materials. It's coming out, and I'm not sure when the legend, free legends will be distributed. So if it's distributed before the Doflamingo ranking, you might want to pick up Rob Lucci, because Rob Lucci V1 plus a V2 for Friend Captain is one of the more powerful combos for that specific ranking, if I remember correctly. I believe the ranking someone told me is going to be before the Sugo Fest, so you might not have Lucy for that event. So if you don't have Rob Lucci V1 or V2, I would probably pick up Rob Lucci. However, again, the V2 tends to be the more used one on JP, so that's just how it is. But again, Lucci teams are going to be really good for the Doflamingo ranking, so just keep that in mind. So there's 3 left. So again, this is order you guys should pick them in my opinion. But next up, guys, is Ace. Now, the reason that I'm putting Ace on the list here, unfortunately, he's not actually that good. And he sort of suffers from this weird thing because his special in 6+ is a lot different from a 6-star. 6-star version locks orbs, 6+ doesn't, and instead it gives a boost. But the reason that I actually put Ace up here, and I actually am a big fan of Ace, even though shooter teams aren't really used, and oftentimes Bowa V2 is actually better than Ace as a captain. But the reason I put him on the list is because he's actually MVP for adventure mode mini bosses. So there's something I talked about earlier. Adventure mode is going to be coming very, very soon to OPTC. I'd say in global it should be within the next month. We're going to see adventure mode, if I had to guess. And the way adventure mode works is you need to make 5 different teams. So you have your main team, and you have 4 teams that you fight mini bosses with. And so having 5 different teams, shooter teams are one of the better ones in my opinion. The reason for that is that 6+ Ace, when you use a special, it deals, it cuts 40%, I think it is HP, and then you deal that back. Same thing with 6-star Ace. I think they do similar things. So yeah, 6-star or 6+. But Ace is awesome for that. So a lot of times you can just get to the boss, pop 2 Ace specials, and that'll clear the whole room. Also, I believe Ace Plus is boosted for the first adventure mode as well, so that's another boost towards Ace. So Ace overall, although shooter teams aren't used that often, definitely for adventure mode, I like using double Ace. Just really awesome, quick clears, and you'll understand what I'm talking about when adventure mode comes out. So that's why I put Ace pretty high, even though he's not that good anymore. Next up is Intalk. So the last 2 guys is Intalk and Barto. Now these 2, I didn't sure which one to put first. They're both really, really powerful when they get to 6+. So this is one of the downsides, is that they don't have their 6+s yet. But I think that you guys should really invest in these characters. First off, I put Intalk at 2nd. Of course, Intalk has a unique special, so you can use them right away, even if you don't have a 6+. Very unique special to be able to deal damage you dealt. I think 50% of the damage you dealt last turn, you deal this turn. So very unique special, although however Doflamingo V2 is going to be coming out very soon, so in a lot of cases you would rather just use Doflamingo V2 or a Doflamingo V2 Friend Captain, because Doflamingo will actually deal 200 times, but it's the it's the overflow damage you did, so it's a little bit different. But still, you know, he's gonna get that. When he gets to 6+, it actually becomes 60% at level 2. So instead of 50, it's 60. Also, he gets a boost in his captain effect. So actually, Intalk becomes a pretty nice leader. Double Intalk, you get 120% of what you did last turn. And you can also have a level 1 in case you don't want to stall that much. Again, if you there's a few things that are going against Intalk. One is adventure mode. The first adventure mode will feature a new adventure mode Mihawk, which is pretty much a legend tier captain, in my opinion, and sub. He's gonna be really, really powerful. Gonna be the new face of slashers for a while, at least until 6+ Zoro comes out. And then on top of that, you know, you might want to run Raid Mihawk for 30% HP cut. It's just, you know, there's a lot of different. There's Intalk. There's a lot competing with when it comes to Mihawk. There's a lot of good Mihawk units, especially when, like I said, when the first adventure mode comes out. So that's sort of why I'm putting him at second. So number 1, we have Legend Bartolomeo. He's really bad right now in global. I know. On JP, he wasn't used for a long time, but at 6+, I've been having a lot of fun with it right now. The reason is he becomes a 3x driven and striker captain. So he's going to boost 2 classes, which are relatively weak for a while, but 3 times. For instance, if you guys didn't know, on JP right now, driven is actually probably one of the top 2 to 3 classes in the game. And I just can't pull any driven captain, so I've actually been using Barto as my new driven leader. He's awesome. He just covers 2 different types. 3 times is very, very powerful. Still has a very powerful special, actually gets upgraded as well. So overall, I think that if you want to be safe against not pulling in maybe driven or striker captain for a while, I would put Barto. I don't know. I think he's awesome. I think he's awesome, and he also changes colors. If you guys didn't know, he actually goes from red to blue. So that's actually another cool thing. But that's the list. So let me go over one more time my list again. And this is depending on what you have. You know, just pick whatever you need. In my opinion, this list is mainly just to guide you guys. And keep in mind as well that don't pick your legend until you know you do your Sugo pools. That would be a good advice, because if you pick someone and then you pull them during Sugo, then you missed out on a free legend that you're not going to have later on. So let me go over the list one more time, guys. It's number 1, Barto, number 2, Intalk, number 3, Ace, number 4, Rob Lucci, number 5, Sabo, number 6, Whitebeard, 7th is Shanks, 8th is Rayleigh, 9th is Log Luffy, 10th is Bowa, and at the very bottom, it's Sengoku. So hopefully this video helped out, guys. Let me know down below if you have any more questions, and until next time, guys, peace.